Huh?
You are live, Paula Smith.
Hi, this is Paula Smith. I am live with Fishing with the Chad and James Dockery at the bait shop.
Well, welcome to the bait shop. It is a
Do you want
pleasure
me
to
to do
have you.
the weather forecast?
Oh, if you know the weather,
let's go ahead and
go ahead.
Right.
It could or could not rain. Do you know a weatherman is the only person that can lie and still get paid for it?
That's true, and probably get paid pretty well.
Yeah. We all chose the wrong career path, I guess.
That's right. Well, good evening, everybody, and again, welcome to the bait shop. We got my partner in crime over here, James Dockery Fishing, and our special guest tonight, Miss Paula Smith. Welcome to the show. Let's say hi to some people. Let's see. We got Mr. Muskrat Adventures. That's one of your buddies.
Yeah, Roger's my buddy.
He won't come down and go fishing with you, but, that's your buddy.
I know. Me and him's been friends. The first person I took a picture with at the Catfish Conference last year was Roger. I said, Roger! And he won't even come to Tennessee and go fishing.
I don't know about that guy.
I know it. But he's got a wonderful wife. So we'll let him go on that one because he's got a great wife.
Well, I won't rub it in then that I've been fishing with him twice. There's my beautiful wife, Dee. Stan Smith.
Dee.
Got Stan the Man Smith. Ryan Bortz. I've seen Team Cross fishing in here. There they are. 1 ton. Mo Creek. Yeah, they're starting to come in here. We got Fin Seeker. I like him. He let me win a prize without me even going through the agreement after he said I have to call it a flathead instead of a shovel head. Can you believe these people calling them flatheads, Paula?
They are flatheads.
We won't. We're not going to have arguments on the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, but they're flatheads.
They are.
I can't help it. You all are wrong. Who we got? We got J Dog in the house. Mike Irvin.
I see Peeling Drag. He's my partner now.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys been partnering up a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna tear 2021 up.
I like it. Well, Ricky's Creations in the house. I seen Catfish Headhunters. That's Norm. I seen Brittany. I guess I'll say hi to Brittany, even though all she cares about is her best friend Dockery.
Hey, you leave Miss Brittany alone now.
We got Big Slim, Fish in Louisiana, Ray Smith, and my let go of my button that went going crazy. Palmetto Cats, Catfish Regulators, Sean Abney, Justin's Fishing Fetish, Mark Clark. Greenwell Fishing. I still think you should have went with Bumpin' Greenwell, even though you're going to be anchoring through the winter. It just fits you, my friend. LG Bass. Hello, Tom. So, we'll say hi to some more people as we see them come in, but we got Miss Paula Smith. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'll be glad when 2020 is behind us. This virus is really got us all down and out. Christmas don't seem the same,
Yeah, but I'm going to give 2021 a full month before I start, saying that it's any better, because this year has just been bad all the way around.
Yeah, 2021 is not going to start out good, but at least it's promising. We do have a vaccine. Some people take it and some people won't. But I think that regardless of what side, I don't talk politics, but regardless of what party you follow, it's time for us as a whole to come together and help each other and stop all this hate.
100% agree. Let's see. Mike Turner, 712. Maurice Kaysen. I don't want to say, miss my buddy Maurice because he'll yell at me. later, and him and Chunky Cats will come up with some more mean stuff to say about me and to me.
Y'all don't be mean to Chad now. He's gonna come down here. We're gonna call Roger out on a fishing tournament. Or what is it y'all do? A day thing?
No, 1-versus-1 on Mr.
Yeah,
Catfishing
well, we're gonna make it a team versus team. Roger don't stand a chance because we fishing in my waters, and he can go ahead and have that Ohio River.
I love it. I'm in, Miss Paula. We'll show him how it is done. Because I'm gonna be honest. The way it's been going lately, I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
No, you don't need no help. You just everybody's got their time. You know, you got to go out there and figure out what it is, where they're at, and it'll happen. It'll happen.
I don't know. I'm hoping you're right, because right now I'm starting to feel like Mr. Dockery when it comes to fishing.
Are you going to take that?
Mr. Dockery actually catches fish. So
well, if I went 6 or 7 days a week, I'd probably catch at least something every once in a while.
I'm not going 6 or 7 days a week.
God,
like
I'm fixing to. I'm fixing to. I'm going tomorrow all day, and then a few days next week, and then the day after Christmas, I'm fishing all day, every day.
So yeah, you've been on a hiatus from work right now. So how often are you getting to go fishing?
I took the boat out, I believe it was the day before yesterday, and y'all are probably going to think I'm crazy. Everybody has their own way of researching and whatnot, but when I started this, I kept a log every time I went fishing. Was the wind blowing out of the north, the south, the east, the water temperature, the air temperature. I kept up with everything, color of the water, what time of the year. So right now the water is extremely low, and you know how ramps will, when the water's low, if you don't back out on that ramp just right, you could break an axle on your trailer, ruin a tire. So I took it out the other day down here behind the house, and did it perfect because I did it perfect. But went on out to the main channel, just like I stayed on the ledge just to see what the water looked like. Got the temperature, and I've also been on my favorite river, and I'm not going to mention that river right now because it seems like when I mention it, you pull up over there and you can't launch because there's 9,000 people there. But it is almost perfect. We haven't had the flooding that we've had in the last 3 years. We had great bait spawns for 2 years, and it's almost turning out to be the perfect storm or the perfect wintertime, and I'm so excited. I am so excited.
Yeah, I know up here the shad hatch and stuff that we had this year was freaking amazing to see. So I'm really hoping that really hoping for a great 2021 after that.
Yeah, I think our waters are finally turning around because we've been under flood for 3 years, and we're not this year, and things are starting to really look. I sometimes I just go out to check the water color, the temperature, and my favorite river on the wintertime is just about there. I'll be out there probably tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be at work, so be thinking about me while you're sitting out there and enjoying that water.
Okay, I'll have the heater on, and if I catch a monster, I'll message you and show it to you.
Oh, you're just gonna put some salt in the wound. Gotcha. Okay.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing to him when I'm out fishing. Every time I catch a fish, I send it to him.
You send it to him? Well, I'm not doing it to rub it in. I'm just doing it to let you know, hey, when we get Roger to accept our challenge, he's going to have to work hard.
Oh yeah. Hey, you send me. I love a picture of a fish. I don't care if I'm working or not. You send me a picture of anything time you want. That way, at least it'll bring a smile to my face when my employee that's in here right now, Brittany, is driving me up a wall at work.
Dude, seriously, you need to be nice to Miss Brittany.
No,
All
she
right?
said you.
No
She
more
said
than-
you. No, she said you were her favorite. So right now she is on my list for the night. So
Uh-oh.
we got Mr. Creole Catfishing's in the house. Who else did I just
I'm
see?
going fishing with Mr. Creole after Christmas. My first trip to the Mississippi River. I am so looking forward to it.
Really?
I know that he can teach me a lot. I can learn a lot from him. I do appreciate these few months I'm going to have off, so I can go to the places, waters that I'm not used to, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That's awesome. I know the wife and I are planning on trying to make it down to the Creole, hopefully the beginning of the year sometime, so we can get one of them.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to Elephant Butte to fish with Chris Flores also, but I don't know if that'll happen. If Ken gives me a good Christmas present, like cash wise, it might. Or I might pawn his bass boat.
Oh wow, okay. Hopefully, you said he's not at the house tonight, so he didn't hear what you just said. So I won't tell him.
It don't matter. I said if he's standing here. That's just me and Ken. I cut up with him all the time. Ken's a great person. He's real serious, and I'm just a big cut up. Unless you go to talking about fishing, then it's like I'm eyes glued.
You're focused. You're
Yeah.
extra focused with the fishing.
Yeah.
What's going on, Patriot James and Skin and Scales Fishing? Catfish and Dreams, I believe I seen Brandon Enoch said he changed his name. That's what he came up with. Catfish and Dreams. I like that.
That is good.
Yeah. I was so lame. I just came up with my name.
Me too. I mean, we were lame back when we started. It was like, well, we're fishing with me, so why not fishing with Paula Smith?
So I got to ask, we know that you want to fish with Roger, and well, of course, he's either afraid to fish with you or just won't fish with you. Who else would you like to fish with?
Of course, I've got to fish with Steve Douglas, and that was a dream come true. And Steve has taught me a lot. I've always said, I don't care how good you are, you're always teachable. Always learn. Listen to what somebody's trying to teach you, and if you don't believe it or don't think it works, just let it go in one ear and out the other and go on about your business. But we're all teachable. Me especially. But dang, you put me on the spot. I mean, I could actually, before you asked that, I could have named 9 million people. I would like to fish with Chris Flores, of course. I mean, I would like to fish with anybody. Basically, you could call me up and say, let's go fishing, and I'm game. Most of the ones, that I looked up to or started out watching, and don't get me wrong, there were no women at that time fishing. It was men. I'd like to fish with Chris Souders. There's a lot of people I'd like to fish with. Some I can't mention. It'd be a conflict of interest, but hey, I'd like to fish with y'all guys.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Let's see. I just missed a couple people here real quick. Kentucky Big Cats and Bourbon, Prosperity Catfishing, I think it was. I can't find them now. Jason Lamb, G Style Fishing. Let's see. I think that was it. Sorry. There's Kentucky Catman and Don Burns.
Don Barnes is my first cousin, and he is one of my biggest supporters. I lost both my brothers and my dad, and Don has really stepped up to the plate and, been there for me, and it really means a lot to me, because I get discouraged. I get discouraged in the fishing world because it just don't seem like women, get the credit they deserve. But and he just, he'll tell me like it is. He'll say, Paul Curtis, you better snap out of that. Uncle Herbert would just whoop your butt right. He keeps me in check. So I thank the world. I love him to death. He's like my brother. I want to do a shout out to a very special person that I went to high school with, and that's as far as I go with that.
All right. But no, I think that is important, that support system that we have, no matter, I don't care, man, woman, whatever, child, is that push to help us keep going, especially like on the YouTube thing. I can go out and fish anytime I want, with the YouTube thing, trying to get out there and produce videos and stuff like that has made it a little bit more challenging.
Complicated
a little bit. And
that's one of the things I think that as far as fishing goes, we're complicating it too much. Get back to some of your basics. Mm-hmm. I can remember going fishing with my daddy, and we didn't have a depth finder. We seen a spot that we thought looked good, and that's where we fished. Sometimes you have to just kind of come back down to the basics, because we're hard on ourselves. I've got to have this, I've got to have that, I've got to have this. You don't. You just got to have the passion to go. Whether it's 10 pounds, 100 pounds, it's fishing. It's my world, other than my grandbabies.
Right. And that's, I had the conversation with Dockery not too long ago. It's just like, I've had such rough times out recently and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I hope people don't think I suck this bad at fishing, because it's been rough.
Well, let me give you a little advice. When I first started getting sponsored, some of the smaller sponsors, I felt pressured, like, if I don't catch a fish, because I was consistent 1 to 2 or better every week, and I'm talking 30 plus every week. And I felt like, oh my gosh, if I don't go out and catch a fish today, I'm going to lose a sponsor. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. It don't matter whether I catch a fish or not. What matters is I want to go fishing. I go out there. If I don't catch anything, I try to figure out why. Is it because I didn't look in the right place? So don't expect to, we can't bring a fish in every day. Sometimes they're just not biting. I didn't eat today, so sometimes they're not hungry.
And that's exactly what we talked about, and having to remind ourselves is why we're actually going out there. And it's one, for the enjoyment of it. And
right.
like exactly what you're talking about. I fished from the bank for, how old am I now? 39. So 37 years, a little over 37 years, right?
You're older than I am.
You're only 25, right?
23.
Oh, so sorry. I apologize to you for the misunderstanding.
Hey, I'm the old goose in the barnyard, and I'm okay with that.
That's all right. You're all right in my book.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of y'all's support. I get more support from men than I do women for my ability to fish, and that means everything to me. I don't want somebody to say, she's got blonde hair and blah, blah, blah. I want to say, man, she can fish. Or I need to message her and tell her where she's messing up, what she should try. I want to be respected and appreciated as an angler. I don't want to be called a cat or a fishing woman. I'm a fisherman. I don't mean change the name. I'm just saying respect me as an angler, whether we're male or female.
All right. Well, I'll respect anybody that's going out there to have fun and trying to learn and willing to do the different stuff. And that's what my entire year. I've only been on a boat for a year, a little over, almost a year and a half. Next month it'll be a year and a half since I started fishing from a boat. So this whole year has been learning, and like you're saying, 20
and
years
you're going to learn from now on.
I'll still be learning. And that's the whole point of it. Those rough times, either it's a rough day or hell, a rough month of fishing sometimes.
Right.
Figuring out, like you're saying, what did I change, or what changed with the fish?
Right.
Right. And figuring it out.
Right. People think it's so easy, but you have to. I'm going to turn this so y'all can see it. I'm studying every bit of that. Or researching it, and it's not because it's because I want to know the density of the water, why lakes turn over, and they do that year round. I want to know these things, and one thing I do want to point out, a lot of people want to think that my husband, because he was a game warden, has taught me everything. My husband is the law, and I'm the outlaw, basically. He's hardcore. When I walk in and say, "Hey Ken, what does so and so do at a certain time of year?" And this is his exact answer is, if you want to know, you'll research it. So I research it and I find out, and then I'm more knowledgeable, and I don't have to ask him nothing. I can almost tell him.
That's good.
Because
I have noticed
a lot of people.
Go ahead.
You've got to do the research. You're going out.
Yes.
Read up on the bait that they're eating.
Right.
See where that bait is running at different times of the year and all that stuff, and then you're going to start understanding a little bit more about these fish's habits, other than just going out and throwing out a piece of bait.
Exactly, and I'm not calling nobody out, because don't know of anybody, and if I did, I wouldn't say so, because I don't like drama. But if you're going to fish, whether you're male or female, know how to string your rod, know how to tie your hook, know how to do everything that is involved. Because if you want to do this, like, this is my goal. When I get my truck paid for and my boat, and I've got maybe 2 years left, I'm going to be on the water 24/7. And Ken doesn't. I just took 2 trips to Alabama, and Ken didn't go because he knew I know how to handle the boat. I know how to cut my bait. I know how to, what I'm saying? You got to learn whether you're female or male. You've got to learn to do it yourself, because there's not always going to be somebody, there with you to show you how. And it's fun. It's fun learning. It's fun learning.
I'll get a little echo there somewhere. Okay, that was gone. Anyway, but yeah, no, whether it's backing the boat in or something like that, if there's a lot of new people that a year ago, if I would have showed up to a boat, a full boat ramp, it would have been overwhelming. But going out and practicing, Dee's been doing the same thing. She's been learning to, back the boat and stuff like that herself, and it's taking the time to actually learn it.
Like when I backed in the other day, I knew the water was so low that I made sure my motor was all the way up, because the water was low.
Wow.
And then when I got it, I just lowered it enough to get the prop in the water to get me off the trailer. you know, so I wouldn't tear up my lower unit, you know, my prop. You gotta remember these things. Now, one thing that me and Betty Jean have in common is this drain plug thing.
Oh,
I've done it. I've done it so many times. I mean, it's been like, and Ken's done it too. Can you believe that? He was still game warden, and we were trying to catch some skipjack, and we were in his bass boat, and I noticed the carpet started getting wet, and I said, Ken, why is the carpet wet? I don't know. Well, I look back there. I think his motor's like a 60 or something. I look in that little hole. I look back there and I thought, Ken, why is that thing full of water? And he had took his sonar off and the transducer, and he forgot the duty pooty or whatever that's called, those hose, and we were sinking. So I got one up on him. You know, when it happens to me, I can say, well, you can't say nothing.
yeah. I've been on a boat. Well, a boat once, and then I helped launch a boat another time with a buddy of mine years and years ago, where we had forgot to put that plug in, and
Yeah.
you learn real quick. You're like, oh, okay, get me back on the trailer really quick.
Well, actually, you don't have to get back to the trailer really quick. Just get to the bank or stop in motion, lay down on your boat. You know where that drain plug is just by mine. Reach it. You may get your arm wet, your clothes, your shirt wet, but reach under there, screw it in, turn your bilge pump on, you're good to go.
I would now, but back then, this was probably almost 20 years ago, and it wasn't my boat. He'd just got it. I was trying it out in the cold. Like, nah.
No, yeah, it was cold when I did it last too, but it was hilarious.
Janice wants to know what your favorite knots are.
Uh, Janice, what are your favorite knots? I do the, here, I've got I do the Carolina rig, you know, where you send your line in front, and then, like, I use a 9/0. Can y'all see that? Everything's backwards.
It is.
I use a 9/0, and I go through the front, and I hold my wire and then, or my line, and then I go at least 10 to 11 times around, and then come back up through the front or the back side, pull it, and it ain't going nowhere.
So you snell your hooks.
Yeah, I snell my hooks. I have had occasions where I had to do like the leader didn't break. I forget how it went, but I had to do a backwards. It's sort of like a backwards snell hook, and I thought, God, that blew my mind. But really, once you do it and do it a couple more times, it's just like, you know, closing your eyes.
Yeah, that's for the most part. That's the one that I use for my leader now. Yeah.
You know, once you get it, it's quick, it's easy, and I've never really had a problem with them pulling the hook off.
So Roger's been teaching her about the snell knots and the Palomar knots. That's the two that I use 100% of the time, pretty much. Yeah.
Janice, don't listen to Roger. He's just trying to trip you up. You just wait till you get with me, and I'll show you.
Hey, Sonny Parker's in the house, buddy. I hope you're healing up really well, sir.
Sonny, I hope you get to feeling better. I've been meaning to message you and wish you well.
All right, Paula. So are you always fishing in the same bodies of water, or are you looking for new bodies of water to fish in?
I don't live but about 5 minutes from Mason's, which is a marina on the Tennessee River, Kentucky Lake. So I fish the Tennessee River. I go to Alabama and fish. And I know that's the Tennessee River, but I don't consider it the same because it's two different bodies of water. Like our main channel, we have a lot of current and we have a lot of cover structure. You go to Wilson or Wheeler and you can drag a whole lot easier because there's not as much logs on the bottom or so forth. Now I do fish. I'm gonna have to admit you had to drag it out. I do pull off a lot in the wintertime and fish the Duck River. And it's the only continuous flowing river in the state of Tennessee. I got lucky because my county has the best part of the Duck River. It dumps into the Tennessee River. And it's spring fed, so when it gets cold enough on the Tennessee, they come up the Duck River because it's warmer. So, I mean, we're talking 2 to 3 degrees warmer. And, I mean, like I caught an 82 on the Duck River. Most of my biggest fish have been from the Duck River. But it is so low right now, if you don't know it, you'll get killed. You will get killed. So anybody that's got any idea of going to the Duck, call me. I'll ride up the river and down the river, show you these places, and then I'll go on to the house and you can fish it, but it will kill you if you don't know it right now. If you don't know it, because there's limbs, logs, so forth that are, you can't see them. You can't tell. You go around the deepest hole in my county, and then you go to the shallowest. You have to be on plane to get across. That's how low it is. Yeah, but then you go to deeper spots, you know, I mean, the Duck River is dangerous in the wintertime. It's dangerous. Water is dangerous anytime, but I wouldn't advise, if you don't know the duck, don't go up in the winter unless you get somebody that to show you, and then I'll go home. You know, it's not my river, it's everybody's river.
Yeah.
But I want to fish different waters. I doubt I'll ever make it way up north. I plan on fishing is it Monsters on the Ohio? I plan on fishing that one, but that's probably as far north as you'll see this country girl go. We don't like cold.
Well, I don't know if you see me put it on the screen, but your niece, Ariel, said hello.
My who?
Ariel Keithley says, hi, hey, Aunt Paula.
Let me get my glasses.
All right. And while you do that, I'll say hello to Avid and
Hey, Ariel.
Kevin Baker. And was that it? I think it was it. Oh, nope. Miss Becca, I seen you in here earlier. So hello to you all. Thank you all for joining in. So you said something. So when you go fishing with Creole, you're going to be going to the Mississippi.
Right, and that has been like a goal. I talked to Larry Muse a couple nights ago, and I want to go out with him and do some bumping. This year, I have really got into dragging. Of course, we always suspend drift in the heat of the summer. Anchor in the winter mostly, but this dragging, I'm hooked on it. And I can bump, but I want one of the best bumpers in the industry, you know, right there to say, hey, you're going too fast, or you need to do it this way, or, you know. So I talked to him, and he said, name a time. So I can't wait for that either. Now, I haven't fished on the same boat with Larry, but I've fished tournaments with him. And he, you know, just like Steve Douglas, he's a legend. You know, Chris Flores, you know.
Mike Greenwell bumping? Did somebody say
yeah,
bumping?
Mike, when I get on the Ohio, you can teach me bumping on the Ohio.
Yeah, Dee and I just bought bumping rods and reels a couple months ago. We're looking forward to learning how to do that, because that's a technique that I don't have in my arsenal just yet. Like you're
Yeah,
saying,
I do, and Ken loves to do it, but me and Ken we don't fish together much. When we're fishing, when he's on the boat, he's filming. He don't like this take your picture kind of thing, and and I'm not doing it for fame, definitely not for money, because we all know all fishermen are broke. I'm doing it because I want to be respected as an angler. I want to be, before I leave this world, I want to be in the top. I want my grandkids to be able to tell their kids, your grandmother was one of the best fishermen, out there. And I will strive for that. That is my goal. Every day I am going to improve in some way, fashion, or form. If I'm by myself and I catch 100-pounder, I'll get it in that boat. You mark my word. I'll get it in that boat.
Just don't break any more of Ken's nets.
Ken doesn't have a net anymore. Steve Douglas gave him a net after that. I could have killed him on that video. Look at my net. And I thought, we'll get another net. Just, he broke my net. I don't care about your net. Look at my fish. We're a mess, really.
I love it. So when you're not chasing cats, I know you talk about your grandkids and stuff. What all kind of fishing do you guys like to do besides catfishing?
I just like catfishing. I mean, I like fishing, but I like catfishing mostly. And the grandbabies, I've got a huge creek behind the house that spills into the bay on Kentucky Lake. They like to go to the creek, or the oldest likes to go to the creek. He likes to bass fish, and he mostly likes to bass fish, bluegill. Now the least one, he just turned 5. Buddy, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all better watch out. Another 10 years, he's gonna have us all whooped. He's strictly catfish. He was 4, and he throws his own rod out, and he will squat down and not take his eyes off that reel until something happens. And he caught a channel cat, and he said, I want to hold him now, I want to hold him. And I tried to explain to him, I said, son, these barbs will get you. Well, dadgum he got a hold of that fish, and released it. And he's even said, Nana, when I grow up, I hope I catch your 88. And that would be awesome, but, it probably won't be here then.
That would be, it might be that 150-pound world record by then.
Yeah, and I'm going to catch it.
Becca wants to know, Miss Paula, when did you know you truly loved to fish, and who was your biggest influence? That's a good question.
When of course, I grew up in the country, and decades ago, without modern technology, and we would go fishing on the Buffalo River, and it's highly contaminated right now, so I don't fish there. But my daddy was my influence, because he set me down and taught me how to make a cane pole, and that's what I started fishing with, was a cane pole. And I'm going to teach my grandsons how to make a cane pole. But my father was my biggest influence, and of course he's not here any longer either. But when I do make it to where I want to make it, that's probably going to be the happiest day of my life, because that's what's going to be on my mind, is my father.
That's awesome. Sorry,
all right, so what are your
I look so tired. Do what?
What are your plans for next year? What are your goals?
Fishing.
Is there a certain body of water?
I've been doing a lot more traveling the last couple of months, and I'm not per se going to fish tournaments a whole lot because I'm a firm believer that an area can be overfished, not necessarily depleted. I'm just saying overfished. And if you want to go into in depth on that, just kind of research it. But I am going to fish every water that I possibly can. My goal is to at least get that 100+ pounder. I hope to get it this winter. Good Lord willing, I hope to get that 100 pounder. I just want to fish. I want to be a good person, and I would love to. I don't know, just open the gates for. I would love to be the female that opened the gates for other women. To give them that encouragement, that knowledge, that passion. And I think we can do it. I think we can be out there on a boat by ourselves or with a woman partner, in any boat, keeping right up with y'all.
You're already ahead of me, Paula.
Well, I mean, everybody gets their, I promise you, you will get a fish of a lifetime. Everybody will get their chance.
Let's see. Mike Adams, welcome to the show. Hi, Paula and guys. Great show. Looking forward to the 100+.
Yeah, Mike Adams, he's a super great guy from Atlanta, and he is connected with Southern Woods and Waters. I've did a TV show with them, and I thank the world of Mike and his wife. They are super nice to me and great supporters. People don't realize how much it means to a person when you have these supporters. Like, I'm so tickled that Roger got 500 on his YouTube channel. I'm nowhere near it because I paid more attention I wanted it on that Facebook page so my friends could see it immediately. I didn't want to go home and whatnot, but I'm gonna concentrate more on my YouTube. I'm gonna quit being so shy and try to explain more of what I'm doing while I'm reeling a fish in.
I want to challenge you to that.
Shut up when I'm reeling one in and he's saying, get it away from the motor or loosen the drag. Because if you ever notice, I look around at him like the exorcist, and the next time he does it, I'm gonna say something ugly like, shut up and bleep, bleep, bleep.
So you're a treat like Katie does Dockery. Okay. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments as they're coming through. Let's see.
Paula, do you have much commercial fishing in the Tennessee River where you fish at?
Yeah, that's been one of the biggest problems in my area is commercial fishing, and one of my other biggest problems in life is what comes in here comes straight out here. There is a commercial fisherman that's opened up a pay lake across the river. Now, that's not far. And
No.
They're running 3 boats. I know who it is. Like I said, I do research. I know who it is. I called TWRA. In fact, I called Ken's ex-supervisor and told him about it, told him what time they're coming off the river to put the fish in this pay lake. And they can have more than one over 34 inches, and they don't have to kill them. Well, I didn't tell him anything else. I said, that's all I needed to know from you, because you need to go back to school, because the regulation is they can only possess one 34-inch and they have to kill it. So I bypassed him and went to somebody else, and we're in the process right now of trying to get that shut down. I despise pay lakes. If they're farm raised fish, I understand if you're handicapped or you want to take your kids fishing. You know, we've got a park up here in Waverly that's full of catfish and bluegill. Take your kids fishing. You know, take them to the marinas. You know, they can fish there. But pay lakes are a disgrace to fishing, period. You mean you're taking a wild animal out of its natural habitat and putting it in something that it's not going to live. It is not going to live. I don't care what you say as far as a pay lake owner. You know, you're letting them get caught numerous times over and over. They're underfed. They're not going to live. And if I can shut them down, I'll shut them down. If I have to go get a black rig and put a little microphone or a hidden camera, I'll go to this pay lake, but I'm going to get it shut down. Commercial fishing, everybody has to make a living, and there are a lot of honest commercial fishermen out there, but there's those few that are not, and that's the ones we have to stop. You know, and I can't do it. You can't do it. We as a whole have to band together. For instance, a gentleman that fishes out of Clarksville sent me a picture on Facebook one day. Is a truck full of huge catfish. What do you think about this, Paula Smith? And I said, it makes me sick to my stomach. Now do something about it. Oh, I can't get involved. Well, if you can't get involved, don't post it.
Yeah.
You know, we're all in this together. This is for our future generations. You know, they have an ugly world right now. You know, get them outdoors, get them into fishing, hunting, whatever. You know, let them go eat 2 hands full of dirt and build up an immune system. But Ken and I have good friends that are commercial fishermen, but they're honest commercial fishermen.
That's good.
You know, if TWRA needs to do have more classes, then do it. You know, but if you need more officers, get them out there. Get them out there when they need to be out there. Not sitting at the coffee shop, not running up and down the road. You know, because these fish are just as important as these bucks out here. You know, they're a God-given creature. And they deserve to be in their natural habitat. I am a big conservationist. I'm sorry I went overboard there.
It's all right.
Well, listen, you said that, you know, we shouldn't try to get you to cuss, and I figured I've heard you go on about pay lakes before. I thought bringing up pay lakes might get you to cuss, and well, I had a bet going with Chad, and we didn't cuss, so I lost. So.
For how much?
I'm not going to say. we're both.
Is it worth me saying an ugly word? Okay, I would say shoot far. That's as good as it gets.
All right. Well, I had a couple questions here for you. I know Don asked what your favorite kind of fishing line was. And then Catfishing Pappy wants to know your favorite rod and reel.
My favorite fishing line is I swore I would never go to braid, but I love it. I've went to braid. I still use mono. There's places you can't use braid. My leaders are always mono.
Yep.
You don't have to go out here and buy the top of the line. I think I have a spool here somewhere. I've got some slime line. I've got the trial line. You know, I've got a little bit of everything. You don't have to spend a fortune to do this. And the other question was, my favorite rod is, of course, Chris Flores Muddy River catfishing rods. I love the blue, and I also love the the blue rod is for blue cats. The black is for flatheads. But the flathead rod, the black rod, is smaller, and it's about, I think it's 7 inches smaller maybe. It fits me perfect. You know, I can cast with that rod almost all the way across the Tennessee River. With the blue cat, you know, I have to say, I'm alive, and, you know, everybody start ducking. But, and I use a Okuma, but I'm trying to get all Casking, because the Casking cap scan is the smoothest reel I have ever thrown in my life. Now, I just got a Recon, and I love it. It's black. It's, you know, I can show it to you. It's black, and knock everything down. This is so freaking backwards. It's black, it's red, you know, and it goes good with the Muddy River catfish rod. Well, I did knock down a trophy.
Well, don't do that. Prosperity, if you look in the description of this show, Paula's link to her channel is in there if anybody hadn't already posted that.
Yeah, come on, subscribe. I need it.
So you're going Casking from Okuma.
Yeah,
The Casking.
This Recon, I'll really put it through the test tomorrow. But I've tied a sinker to it, and I, you know, tied it around a tree. I tried it out, and so far I am highly impressed. So we'll see. You know, what I use, I want to work. I don't want to hang 110, 20, 30 pound catfish and something give.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like I said, you don't have to spend all that money on these just like
don't badmouth my Abu Garcia.
Huh?
Don't badmouth my Abu Garcias. I know you're about to.
No, I'm not going to badmouth them. No, lots of people use them. Like my 88, I caught that on a rod from Walmart's.
Yeah.
Would I trust it over and over and over and over? I doubt it, because, you know, that was pretty good fight. My Muddy River, I trust it 100%, 100%. Because if it snapped, I've still got the reel and the line.
That's right.
But I've been using them for 3 years, and never once have they let me down.
The Muddy River rods?
The Muddy Rivers.
Yeah.
Blue and black.
We weren't going to talk about this, J-Dog. He even tried to get a picture of it where I caught a 100,000-pound barge the last time we fished.
Good for you. Was it hard to get in?
Oh my goodness! I don't even want to talk about.
Do what?
One of the people that are in here, Jason Blackburn, he came out and he fished a tournament with me last weekend, and we had like 20 to 30 mile an hour winds and rain and all that kind of stuff. So we kept trying to anchor in different spots, and we moved over beside this. It's a stationary barge. It's actually a platform and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, you can pull some good fish out from under them.
Well, I threw my rods all the way out in different depths, and then I turned around and was going to throw one right at the corner of this thing. You know, I was like, I'm gonna nail it right down from underneath there. You know, have it sink.
And you
right
hung
down,
the top of it.
There was a cable, had to have been about this big around, going from the bar all the way to the barge. I've casted this thing, and it hits the top of the barge, and somehow comes back, and the sinker and stuff hits the water, and as I pulled it back. So we go over and go to get it out. It wrapped around the cable underneath it, and I don't know. So we're claiming it as the
You
cat.
were just messed up. Hey, if that hasn't happened to everybody that's put a pole in the water, then they're lying. You know, I've hung, God knows. My son hung his dad in the ear when he was little, and I thought I was going to have to I thought I was going to get killed because I couldn't get off the ground from laughing. I mean, it's just practice, When I first started trying to cast out, it would be like I crossed over lines and you got to put your time in there. Now I know where I want it. I set up and I know where that 50-yard mark is, and I get right about where I want it. But that's because I'm out there. I'm out there all the time. I'm doing. I'm going to be the best at this. I hope. That's my goal.
If there's nothing else, I'll at least be second best to you.
Well, we'll all be the best at it. We'll all be the best at it. I just want to be. I just want to be remembered as a good person and a great angler.
Hey, that's
and a female.
Great things to be. That's some really good things to be. And Mike Greenwell says it right there. Time on the water, and the more we get out there, the more we learn.
Yes, in all conditions. I was fishing Wheeler back in the summer. I did a tournament with Doc Lane on Wilson that day, and we won second place. I went from there over to Wheeler and got with Lanisha Ingalls and her boyfriend and launched out there for a 12-hour nighter, all-nighter. And before it got dark, I noticed a storm cloud, and I said, guys, if we have ground to cloud lightning, we're going to have to get up against the highest bank because, the lightning more likely hit the tree up there than us down here.
That's smart.
And luckily, there was just like a little slough, and we got in there, and the wind was coming from the west. There was probably 8-foot rollers. Lanisha said, the rain slacked up. Can we go out now? And I took my flashlight and I shined out there, and I said, no, we cannot, because the first roller we go up, when we come down, the second one's going to take us the rest of the way down. So you have to use common sense. Be safe, because water is unforgiving.
Absolutely.
Do I put a life jacket on every time? When I'm in motion sometimes, when I'm in a very heavy current flood situation, I do. If I'm on the boat by myself sometimes, but if I'm anchored and close to the bank, I don't. And I shouldn't be that way, but we should wear life jackets.
Right. Two things real quick. Hopefully he didn't click off of this already, but we do want to wish Catfish and Crappie, Mr. Mark Fishbish, a very happy birthday. Today is his birthday. If you haven't put it on Facebook, happy birthday, buddy. Hope it's a great
happy birthday, Mark.
He's up there.
He's 22.
Right now.
He's just a year younger than me, 22.
Yeah, we won't say his real age, but do what?
Say he's out fishing tonight for burbot, and he's got one so far. So
very nice.
Okay, James, are you going to go fishing with me?
Anytime.
Good deal.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
That's an honor.
Unlike you, Paula, we got to check something. Look over at Katie and see if she'll let you go.
Katie's not even in here right now, so if I can miss
Dieter Melhorn. See, now that it's not in my mind, I want to go fishing with Dieter Melhorn. There's I went fishing with J.R. Cochran, and he is a gentleman. Loved it. I want to go fishing with everybody that fishes. That's how much I want to fish. And if anybody wants to come to Tennessee, you're welcome to come down here. I got a spare bedroom, and we'll go fishing. I might cook for you. I'm taking a cholesterol pill, and I can't eat. I'm starved to death. I'm like a rabbit. But I'll get Ken to cook for you, and we'll fish and have a great time.
Now, Paula, I don't want you to get like all schoolgirl excited, but I want you to. I just wanted to show you who showed up for you tonight. Your buddy.
Oh my God! It's Steve Douglas. It's my hero.
What's going on, Mr. Steve?
When he and I and Peel and Drag went to Alabama and fished, I would say because Steve boat was down for the time, so we were fishing out of my boat. And of course, when you're around him, you're just nervous because you don't want to mess up. This is your hero, the person that you've watched. And I would say, Steve, do you want me to launch you, or do you want to launch me? And he would say, you launch me. And then the next time he'd say, I'm gonna launch you. And then he'd say, all right, you're going to drive all the way across the lake. And I think, God, Paula, if this is the best time to get on plane perfect, do it. And I mean, I thought it went pretty well. And I have already went and got a picture where he's fishing out of my boat, and he's driving my boat. And this is, I do, anybody I fish with, I take a picture and it's in my fishing room. But Steve Douglas has done a lot for me. He has given me so much advice, great advice. And he's the one actually that got me to researching pencil weights and different kinds of weights, and you try to hang on to every word he says because, there's something in it. And he's a great teacher, a great friend, a great person. And I just pray to God that we get to have the Catfish Conference this year.
So
and his wife is even 10 times better than him.
Wow.
Lisa is awesome.
That's awesome.
And I didn't say that, Steve, to get any brownie points.
I think she did.
No, I didn't. he pretty much knows. I'll kind of tell it like it is.
Don't get no feisty with me, young lady.
I don't know if that showed up in chat or not, but that's the link to Paula's
so
YouTube.
Just so everybody knows, I'm seeing comments about that, Dockery. Last night on Patriot Show, I was posting links like crazy, and they kept disappearing. Nobody could see them, and they're saying the same thing. So I'm wondering if YouTube is changing something again to where we can't do it anymore.
Probably if they think they can, make us pay for stuff. I think I have been seeing something pop up like subscribe to YouTube, or try it for 30 days for free. So I hope not, because I was really going to try to concentrate on doing better YouTubes and video and such.
Yeah, I don't know if it's you can only post links so many times and then they won't let you post anymore, or if there's something, because I was able to see some links last night, and then a lot of them were just not showing up when we was posting them. So I don't know what's going on with it. There may be a limitation to it and stuff like that. So again, I do have Miss Paula's link in the description if you want to give her a look on her channel and give her a subscription. That would be awesome. She does have some good stuff on there already. She's got that, what was it, the 88 pounder? That was one of them. I know I've watched that.
Yeah, and it didn't get as many likes as, I think my most likes was this past spring. It was raining, and I had 4 posts going down, but I only got the 3 in on camera, and then I went over and got the other one. And of course, Ken said, I'll help you if you want me to. I got it under control. I was reeling 2 at one time. I mean, that was probably as much fun as reeling 88. I love, anytime that pole goes down, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, especially when you get new subscribers and you start getting several videos, some of your older stuff, it takes them either they have to go looking, or it takes them a while before they actually start seeing a lot of the older stuff that you put out there. So
right.
When you go to,
I'm going to get Loretta Lynn's grandson. He does computer work, Little Ernie. I'm going to get him to come out and help me learn how to edit. And I've got this new contraption that's got a microphone and all kinds of stuff. And Ken said, turn that on before it starts. And I thought, where's the on button? Because I ain't even looked at it. But, I'm going to get Ernie to come out here, Little Lee, and teach me how to do this, do it correctly, and hopefully, get better at it. But I'm not going nowhere anytime soon. I'm going to be on that water, and I'm going to keep posting fish.
Good. Well, I got one more question for you for tonight. All right.
All right.
So, One Ton Fishing Club wants to for you to tell us a little bit about that deer video where you and Ken saved that baby deer. How was that experience?
I could have killed Ken, actually. We launched at Clarksville, and we crossed under a bridge, and I said, Ken, what is that a baby deer? And it was all rock, and it was a baby deer, and he couldn't get up, and no telling, he may have been there, no telling how long, he was weak. And I said, let's save it, we gotta save it, and then we get over there, and Ken gets on the rocks, and then I'm backing the boat up, and of course he's trying to give me directions like I don't know what I'm doing, and I get the boat back up there, and the deer jumps in the water, and then he goes in between a crevice, and Ken pulls him out and puts him on the front of the boat like he's going to sit down like a dog, and he jumps out of the boat, and I reach down and grab him, and I say, help me, Ken, help me, and he gets back there, and we get him in, and then we try to find the best spot to put him close enough to where he was, that if his mother was still alive, that, she would come to him. So Ken gets out of the freaking boat, walks up these rocks, and then it starts like a gully, and he puts it on top of the bank, and if you look at it again, the deer just tumbles off, lands on its neck, and I make the comment, well, his neck's broke now, but, I love to save animals. Of course, Ken does too. And then, we were so excited about that. We go down probably 100 yards, and I look over and I said, Ken, is that a buck on the bank? And there's a perfect 8-point buck just laying there dead. Blood, when I raised his head up, the blood was still, wet. It hadn't, It hadn't dried. So I didn't name the location because it was juvenile season, hoping that maybe whoever shot it would, if I put it out there, they would pretty much figure it out. And we come back through and somebody cut its head off. But it was fun saving the deer. It really was. I want to take him home, but that's illegal according to TWRA.
Yeah. Well, I did watch it a few times. I thought it was pretty cool and then I'll say why I watched it a few times other than it being cool is there's an angle that you guys had the camera as you were all doing it. I swear I had to take and watch it probably 4 or 5 times because it almost looked like a deer down the way looking at you guys while you were doing it. And I kept going, is that a deer or not? But if you ever hunted and you're in the woods.
It may be. It may be. The one thing that really freaked me out was when I tried to hand the deer back over to Ken, it sounded to me like the deer said, help me, like I was mistreating him, and that broke my heart. But I would look at that, it may have been its mother, and I'll sleep better tonight.
What are they talking? Yeah, it's not every day you get to do that. That's pretty cool, and it was cool to watch. So I don't know. They're talking about some symbols in here now. I don't know what they're all talking about in here.
Oh Lord!
I don't know what's going on with YouTube. But Miss Paula, it has been a pleasure, and I do appreciate you coming on here and chatting with us. And Dockery,
well, it has been a pleasure for me. It's been a pleasure for me, Mr. Dockery. You let me know when you want to go fishing, Chad. We'll get our game plan together. And thank you to everybody for their support. And anybody that wants to go fishing, just holler and I'll be glad to go. I've got a guy a friend of mine, a nurse friend of mine's husband's in a wheelchair, and I run into them at Walmart a couple of days ago, and I'm going to take him out. But I think y'all have a great show. I think things are better now than it was a couple years ago as far as the hatred and the drama and the respect. Everybody's showing respect, and I am more than proud and humbled to be a part of. I really am.
Well, real quick, Stephen Corley, hello, and I see Mr. Tim Molina. I don't want to forget those guys. I did see them in here setting hooks. I know it's late in the show, but I want to say hi to you anyways. And I agree, in the catfishing community, especially since, there's a lot of shows out there and there's a great community of people. We all do things a little bit different. We do some things the same, but we have that camaraderie and that passion that I think brings us, there's a lot of stuff that we have that it's alike, right?
It's like we're a family, and I love that.
Yeah.
You get to meet so many people, and I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody stays well. Ken's daughter got COVID. She lives in East Tennessee, but she is on the the good side of it now. She was extremely healthy. That was a plus. She's a hiking fanatic, so she's pulled through, and just everybody pray for our country, because it's not a Democratic country. It's not a Republican. It's the people. It's us. It's our country. It's our world.
Right. Absolutely. And I'm glad to hear that she's doing well and recovering. And I'll still continue to keep her in my prayers for you.
Thank you very much.
With that, we will sign it off for tonight, unless Dockery has anything else.
Nope.
Happy fishing.
All right. Happy fishing, y'all. Get out there and get hooked. I don't want you to tell me about you going fishing tomorrow night or tomorrow morning.
I am going.
Well, I'll message you, James, and tell you all about it.
Okay.
Good night.
And the reason
everybody.
I didn't cuss is because Steve Douglas, one of Steve Douglas's rules says never cuss on film. That's why I don't cuss on film.
I couldn't imagine a young lady like you ever cussing.
Oh, I cuss like a sailor.